Have you ever felt drained after a conversation with a negative person? Have you ever left a meeting feeling like all the energy in your body was drained? Toxic people not only wear you out, but they can also make you doubt yourself, wondering if everything is your fault. The truth is, the problem isn't you. It's how they manipulate your emotions to maintain control. In Stoic philosophy, ancient philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca believed that true power lies not in controlling others, but in mastering your own emotions. If you can stay calm, maintain boundaries, and not let your emotions be swayed, then no matter how toxic people try to affect you, you can still maintain peace in your soul. In this video, we will explore 13 smart ways to deal with toxic people, based on the wisdom of Stoicism, but applied to everyday life. These strategies will help you not only protect your mental health, but also build self-control, becoming stronger and calmer in all your relationships. Imagine standing before a fortress, one that protects your emotions, health, and inner peace. Each strategy in these 13 ways will be like a brick, making your fortress stronger and more resilient so you're not shaken by the emotional storms caused by toxic people. The first way to protect yourself from negative influences is to recognize who toxic people are. Toxic individuals don't always appear with a fierce face or harsh words. They often have certain identifying traits. They always want to control. They make you the center to create negative energy. They provoke emotions to make you react the way they want. They sow unnecessary tension. The key is to recognize these signs early on so you don't get caught up in the negative spiral you never intended to be part of. Stoic philosophy reminds us that it is not the actions of others that create our emotions, but how we perceive and react to those actions. Recognizing toxic people is the first step in maintaining control over your emotions. Observe without rushing to judge. Who is making you feel drained? Who is constantly causing you stress? Who plays the victim to manipulate your feelings? Once you've identified them, you have the first tool to protect your inner fortress. You can now prepare for the next steps. Setting boundaries, controlling your reactions, and safeguarding your mental health. This is the foundation for no longer feeling drained every time you face toxic people in your daily life. The next way is to understand your own limits of responsibility. Many people make the mistake of feeling responsible for the negative behavior of others. When a toxic person vents their anger, criticizes, or manipulates your emotions, they create feelings of guilt or self-doubt. In reality, that negative behavior doesn't reflect your value or character, but rather the result of their inner needs, instability, and desire for control. Toxic people don't hurt you because you've done something wrong. They do it because they need to maintain power, seek attention, or release their inner tension. Recognizing your own limits of responsibility is key to maintaining self-control and calmness. This philosophy emphasizes that while you cannot control the behavior or emotions of others, you have full control over your own reactions. When you understand this, you no longer fall into the trap that toxic people create. Instead, you can observe the situation objectively, analyze their behavior without being swayed by your emotions. Awareness of your limits of responsibility helps you detach yourself from negative influences. When a toxic person behaves in ways that intentionally cause stress, understanding that their words and actions do not define you helps reduce tension, reinforce calmness, and preserve your mental energy. Like an umbrella shielding you from a storm, Stoic philosophy allows you to stand firm, observe, and maintain your position without being swayed. With this awareness, you can move on to the next protective strategies, such as setting boundaries and standing firm, with a strong and clear mindset. Understanding your limits of responsibility not only helps protect your mental health, but also strengthens your ability to control, maintain self-discipline, and develop inner strength in all complex relationships. The third way is to set clear boundaries. Boundaries are the lines that protect your emotions, time, and energy. Toxic people often challenge your boundaries. They text you incessantly, interfere with your work, or ask you to do unreasonable things. Without setting boundaries, you can easily get caught up in the negative spiral they create. Stoic philosophy emphasizes that self-control and reason are key. Setting boundaries doesn't mean being selfish. It's a way to protect your inner peace. Identify the behaviors you cannot tolerate and be ready to say no firmly. For example, you could say, "I can't discuss this right now. Let's talk about it next week," which is both polite and protective of your mental space. An important principle is to maintain boundaries consistently. Toxic people may challenge you multiple times. If you give in once, they will try again. Standing firm helps you avoid being manipulated while teaching them that you have control over your emotions and time. Once your boundaries are solid, you can continue applying other Stoic strategies, such as not reacting emotionally or maintaining your stance, to stay calm and in control even when facing toxic people around you. The fourth way is to not react emotionally. Toxic people often seek emotional reactions to maintain control. They know that your anger, frustration, or a moment of irritation will provide them with the energy to manipulate and control. When you react immediately, you unintentionally hand over power to them, and those emotions will cause you to lose your calmness and self-control. Therefore, the ability to stay calm before being provoked is one of the most important tools to protect your mental stability. According to Stoic philosophy, emotions are not the enemy. Rather, it is how we respond to emotions that determines our inner control. Stoics believe that when faced with negative words or actions, the key is not to eliminate emotions, but to maintain a distance between the external event and how we judge it. Thanks to this distance, toxic people no longer have the power to control your thoughts and actions, and you can still maintain the clarity needed to view the situation objectively. Not reacting emotionally also helps break the manipulation cycle that toxic people create. When you don't respond emotionally, this cycle is disrupted. The toxic person will realize that their negative behaviors are not yielding the desired results, and as a result, their power over you will diminish over time. This also explains why spiritually successful people remain calm in the face of adversity. They do not let temporary emotions dictate their decisions, and in doing so, they maintain self-control. Not reacting emotionally is a method of analyzing situations rationally, allowing you to observe, assess, and respond without being influenced by the negativity around you. This is a crucial step in strengthening your inner fortress, protecting your energy and peace of mind. The fifth Stoic approach is to not react, not waver. When toxic people continue to challenge your boundaries and intentionally create tension, emotional reactions alone may not be enough. At this stage, the Stoic mindset emphasizes remaining unshaken in the face of all negative behavior, meaning maintaining consistent steadiness despite prolonged provocations or subtle tactics. Toxic people often rely on instability, the small emotional shifts in you, to gauge how much control they can exert. When you maintain your calm, they lose their most effective manipulation tool. Upon deeper analysis, a state of unwavering steadiness helps you detach yourself from the emotional waves that others create. In Stoic philosophy, external events, whether negative words or actions, cannot harm your inner self by themselves. Only when you evaluate them and respond in a detrimental way do you give power to others. By standing firm and remaining unshaken, you preserve your inner fortress while forcing toxic people to adjust their behavior or retreat because they can no longer achieve their goal. Moreover, remaining unshaken allows you to observe situations objectively, enabling you to recognize repeating patterns in the behavior of toxic people. When you understand their manipulation strategies, you can proactively prepare your next steps rather than reacting impulsively. This is the difference between being swept away by the negative storm and standing firm as a calm observer, controlling your reactions and energy. The state of unwavering steadiness also strengthens your self-control and determination. When maintained over time, it not only protects you from toxic people, but also enhances your inner strength, helping you face any challenge in life without being influenced by external negativity. This is one of the most important skills for building a peaceful, self-controlled, and sustainable life. The sixth way is to stand your ground. This isn't just about saying no or repeating your point of view, but about maintaining consistency in your thoughts, emotions, and actions despite pressure or manipulation from others. When your stance is firm, toxic people will find it much harder to find any cracks to exploit. Psychological analysis shows that many people are easily drawn into feelings of guilt, anxiety, or swayed by the words of others. Toxic people often exploit these vulnerabilities to control, making you confused or forcing you to change your decisions. Standing your ground means recognizing your own values and principles and acting according to those values without being shaken by external factors. When you stay true to yourself, any attempts at manipulation become ineffective. According to Stoic philosophy, maintaining your stance is also about accepting what lies beyond your control. Toxic people may apply pressure, complain, or provoke, but your reaction is the only thing you can control. Standing your ground is a testament to not letting external circumstances dictate your inner self, and it is also a way to protect your emotional fortress from being breached. Standing your ground is not only a defensive strategy, but also an expression of inner strength and self-control, helping you remain steadfast in the face of challenges, not just from toxic people, but in all areas of life. The seventh way is limiting contact. Even after identifying toxic people, understanding your limits of responsibility, and standing your ground, there are still situations where limiting contact is the most effective way to protect your mental health. Toxic people often try to invade your mental space through constant calls, messages, or unwanted presence. Continuous contact drains your energy, easily leading to stress and a loss of calmness. Deciding to limit the time and distance of encounters is not a selfish act, but a protective measure for yourself. When you control the frequency and level of contact, you reduce the chances of being manipulated or drawn into a negative spiral. Stoicism emphasizes that part of self-control is selecting your environment and the people around you, only maintaining interactions that help preserve your peace and inner value. Limiting contact also allows you to observe the behavior of toxic people objectively. By reducing direct interaction, you create mental space to analyze manipulation strategies, anticipate behaviors, and prepare appropriate responses. This distance not only protects you from immediate stress, but also minimizes the long-term impact on your emotions and mental energy. In many cases, limiting contact may involve reducing face-to-face meetings, maintaining physical distance, or focusing on communication only when necessary. This is a form of establishing a mental wall that helps you maintain control and peace. It also reflects a core Stoic philosophy, not allowing external circumstances, whether people or situations, to dictate your inner self. Finding a trusted companion is also a smart way to deal with toxic people. One of the important strategies when dealing with toxic individuals is building a reliable support network. Toxic people often try to isolate you, making you feel alone in your decisions and emotional experiences. When you have trusted companions, they become your spiritual pillars, helping you avoid being swept up in negative influences while providing an objective perspective on the situation. The presence of trusted companions not only creates a sense of safety, but also helps validate your emotions and assess the behavior of toxic people. When you share your experiences with someone who understands and respects you, you gain the opportunity to recognize manipulation patterns that may have been overlooked before. This minimizes feelings of self-blame and anxiety, while increasing your ability to remain calm in difficult situations. From a Stoic perspective, finding a trusted companion also reflects the principle of living in harmony with nature and society. Humans are social beings, and Stoic philosophers emphasize that part of happiness and inner strength comes from healthy relationships and mutual support. When you surround yourself with people who share your values, ethics, and respect, you strengthen your mental resilience while creating a shield against the negative energy from toxic individuals. A reliable support network also helps you maintain your stance and boundaries. Knowing that there are people standing behind you in support makes you more confident in holding your ground and protecting yourself. The mere presence of these individuals can even cause toxic people to reduce their provocative behaviors, as they realize that their power over you is no longer absolute. The ninth way is to prioritize self-care. When dealing with toxic people, prioritizing self-care is not only a necessary action, but also a powerful mental strategy. Toxic people often drain your mental energy through constant criticism, manipulation, and negativity. If you don't protect yourself, you can easily fall into a state of exhaustion, stress, and even lose the ability to maintain calmness and control over your emotions. Self-care helps protect your mental energy and strengthens your resilience against negative influences. When you take time to rest, engage in activities you enjoy, or focus on both your physical and mental health, you create an inner shield. This allows you to respond to toxic behaviors with clarity, rather than being controlled by negative emotions. According to Stoic philosophy, mental and physical health are the foundation for maintaining self-control and reason. When you take care of yourself, you strengthen your ability to perceive, observe, and assess situations objectively. Toxic people will find it harder to manipulate you if you have stable energy and a strong mind. Self-care itself is an expression of inner control and the ability to sustain your mental fortress. Furthermore, prioritizing self-care helps you maintain consistency in your boundaries and stance. A person who is tired or lacking energy is more likely to waver and accept negative behaviors that they would normally reject. When you are full of energy, you not only protect yourself from toxic people, but also strengthen your ability to maintain other strategies such as not reacting emotionally or standing your ground. Self-care is not just an act of replenishing energy, but also a strategic tool to protect your peace, self-control, and inner strength. It is a crucial step that helps you stand firm against toxic people and creates a stable mental environment, providing the foundation for effectively applying the following strategies. The 10th way is to accept that you cannot change others. One of the key realizations when dealing with toxic people is accepting that you cannot change them. Many people fall into the trap of feeling responsible or putting pressure on themselves to fix the other person, hoping they will change their negative behaviors. In reality, toxic people often have fixed behavioral patterns, manipulation, control, or spreading negativity that are deeply ingrained in how they interact with the world. Trying to change them often only leads to disappointment, exhaustion, and emotional harm. When you realize that change is beyond your control, you free yourself from unnecessary emotional burdens. Instead of trying to convince, adjust, or educate the toxic person, you can focus your energy on what is truly within your control, your emotions, reactions, and decisions. This is how you maintain your inner fortress, not allowing others to influence your peace. Accepting what cannot be changed is a core part of maintaining self-control and calmness. Toxic people will never change unless they have self-awareness and a desire to improve. When you recognize this limit, you avoid cycles of disappointment and are not pulled into the drama they create. The 11th way, from a Stoic perspective, is to change your perception. When facing toxic people, one of the most powerful tools is shifting your perspective on their behavior and motives. Toxic people often create feelings of guilt, pressure, or self-doubt, making it easy to personalize their negative actions. However, seeing those behaviors as a reflection of their internal issues, not your value, helps you maintain calmness and balance. One of the clearest signs of a lack of wisdom is closed-minded thinking. This is not just about rejecting new ideas, but also about clinging to old viewpoints, sometimes entirely unfounded, simply out of fear of change or fear of being challenged. A closed-minded person builds a fortress to defend their beliefs, where any unfamiliar idea is seen as a threat. They live in a limited world where everything must operate according to familiar rules, and anything unusual is immediately dismissed. This perspective helps you separate your emotions from the influence of toxic people. When you realize that their negative words or actions are not a reflection of your abilities or character, you no longer get caught in the emotional storm they create. This also reduces feelings of frustration, anxiety, and insecurity while increasing your ability to observe situations objectively. Stoic philosophy emphasizes that we cannot control the behavior of others, but we can control our own judgments and reactions. Changing your perspective is how you reclaim that control. When you see negative behavior as a reflection of their own insecurity, anxiety, or lack of inner control, you no longer feel trapped in a sense of being attacked or blamed. Changing your perspective is not just a mental technique, but also a tool for emotional analysis and control, helping you face toxic people with proactivity, clarity, and resilience. It strengthens your ability to remain calm, maintain self-control, and use reason to protect yourself in any situation. The 12th way is withdrawing at the right time. In some situations, even after identifying the toxic person, standing your ground and changing your perspective, there will still be moments when withdrawal is the most necessary choice. Stepping back is not a sign of weakness, but a strategic action to protect your mental health and energy. Toxic people may continue to challenge your boundaries or apply emotional pressure. If you don't recognize the right time to withdraw, you can easily fall into a state of stress, exhaustion, and loss of control. Withdrawing at the right time creates the mental distance needed to maintain objective observation and rational response. When you're in the midst of an emotional storm, it's important to recognize your own limits. Identify which behaviors or arguments are beyond your capacity to handle and what is truly worth your energy. Stepping back allows you to refocus your energy on yourself, strengthen inner peace, and minimize the long-term influence of toxic people. Not every relationship can or should be saved. When a relationship continually causes harm with no sign of improvement, withdrawing is a way to maintain self-respect and control. This is not abandonment or selfishness, but a deliberate action to protect your inner fortress, preserving your self-control and calmness. Moreover, withdrawing at the right time allows you to create space for healthier relationships. When toxic people no longer have direct influence, you can focus on those who support you, respect your boundaries, and share positive values. This not only protects you, but also provides an opportunity for inner growth, nurturing positive connections, and strengthening your mental resilience. The final way is forgiving yourself. After applying all the strategies to deal with toxic people, one crucial step often overlooked is self-forgiveness. Many people carry feelings of guilt, regret, or self-blame for being manipulated, overreacting, or not recognizing toxic behavior sooner. These emotions become a mental burden, draining your energy and disturbing your inner peace. Forgiving yourself is not about excusing others' behavior. It's about freeing yourself from the weight of negative emotions. Psychological analysis shows that when you forgive yourself, you acknowledge that you are human, with limits and the right to make mistakes. Toxic people often exploit this sense of guilt to maintain control. If you don't forgive yourself, you unintentionally prolong their negative influence in your mind. Self-forgiveness helps you regain control over your emotions and energy, while preventing the repetition of self-blame or guilt cycles. Inner strength comes from the ability to control your own reactions. Forgiving yourself is an expression of that power. You are no longer burdened by the past, and you maintain calmness and clarity to face the present and future. When you forgive yourself, you create mental space to learn from experience, reinforce your boundaries, your stance, and the perspectives you've established before. Moreover, forgiving yourself helps you develop self-respect and inner strength. By freeing yourself from guilt, you enhance your ability to maintain inner peace, nurture self-control, and focus on healthy relationships and positive energy. This is the final step in fortifying your mental fortress, ensuring that you are no longer affected by toxic people while preparing a resilient mindset for any challenge life may bring. Dealing with toxic people has never been easy, but when you apply the 13 smart strategies inspired by Stoic philosophy, from recognizing toxic behavior, standing your ground, and not reacting emotionally to forgiving yourself, you equip yourself with a powerful set of mental tools. These strategies not only help you protect your emotions and maintain inner peace, but also strengthen your self-control. Nurture your inner strength and cultivate positive energy in all your relationships. These steps don't happen overnight, and there is no magic that can erase the influence of toxic people instantly. But as you practice consistently, each strategy becomes a fortress that protects you, helping you stay calm, evaluate situations objectively, and act with reason instead of emotion. You'll come to realize that true strength doesn't lie in changing others, but in mastering yourself, maintaining firm boundaries, and choosing relationships that truly add value to your life. If you found this video helpful, take a moment to hit like so we know this content truly brought you value. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss upcoming videos, where we'll continue exploring strategies for inner growth, self-mastery, and lasting peace of mind.